On Halloween night, 1993, River Phoenix collapsed on the cold sidewalk outside the Viper Room, in front of his brother. He took his final breath. At 23, he had it all a role in Stand By Me that touched millions, and a heart fighting for peace. So why did such a radiant star who saved forests and sang for life meet such a tragic end? Behind his gentle smile was a deep wound, rooted in a childhood spent in a shadowy cult. Did Hollywood itself crush him, or was it a hidden diary, a whispered secret before he fell, that pulled him into the abyss? River Phoenix, a tragic genius, lived his life masking pain under the stage lights, and maybe that night at the Viper Room was just the ending scripted long ago. Chapter 1: Talent and Early Wounds. River Phoenix, the pure-hearted icon of 1980s Hollywood, was once a boy caught in a cult accused of child abuse. He was an angel with piercing blue eyes, a smile that melted the world. But few knew that light came from a place steeped in darkness, a small tent in Caracas, where his childhood was stolen at 4 years old. Why did a star destined for greatness carry wounds no one saw? Did fate choose him from those early days? Or did that darkness pull him toward tragedy today? We'll step into River Phoenix's story, a broken soul, an unsolved mystery. Are you ready? In 1970, under Oregon's golden sunlight, River Jude Phoenix was born. His hippie parents, dreaming of peace, named him after the river in Siddhartha, a symbol of life and enlightenment. But River's life was far from peaceful. His family wandered, sleeping in vans, busking to survive. River, a blonde-haired boy, learned to sing and tap dance to feed the family, though police often shooed them away as crowds gathered. At 3, River's family joined the Children of God cult in Caracas, Venezuela. They lived in tattered tents, preaching, picking fruit under scorching sun, but behind promises of paradise. The cult hid dark secrets. In an interview, River hinted at a shadowy memory from age 4. His brother Joaquin denied it, but from then on, fans saw an unnamed sadness in those blue eyes. River carried wounds he kept hidden. His mother, Arlene, once said, as if he knew the spotlight would find him, though he just wanted to vanish. River showed natural talent early, playing guitar like a pro, his eyes captivating cameras. An NBC worker heard him sing, and months later, River starred in a Mitsubishi ad, a ray of hope amid a dark childhood. But in those Caracas tents, family secrets stayed buried. River always wanted to escape, a close friend said, but the stage lights never let him go. River was a star in the making, but were the cult's wounds the seeds of his later tragedy? Judged for his hippie roots, pushed into the spotlight too young, his sensitive heart cracked under expectations. In Caracas nights, under a tattered tent, River gazed at moonlight through thin fabric. Maybe then, the busking boy already knew no light comes without a price. Could River's innate talent save him from his past's darkness, or did it draw him closer to tragedy? Chapter 2: The spotlight loses its warmth. River Phoenix wept after a Stand By Me scene. The cameras stopped, but the pain didn't. When the world saw a gifted actor, he was just a trembling teen haunted by real memories. In 1986, at 16, his role as Chris Chambers made him a star. His scene about adult betrayal wasn't just acting, it was River, bearing childhood wounds from the cult. Director Rob Reiner told him to dig into painful memories, and he did. But when the lights dimmed, River covered his face, needing comfort. That scene tore my heart open, he told a close friend. The world cheered River, but he felt lost. Hollywood called him a clean icon, vegan, animal rights advocate, upright, but inside, River felt he was performing not for cameras, but for the world. He hid his dyslexia, fearing he'd be seen as lesser. River always thought he wasn't enough, a friend said. When the Mosquito Coast flopped in 1986, he blamed himself on long nights. Sunset Strip's lights crept through his small apartment's window. River sat there, writing in a notebook no one ever read, maybe lines about his fear of Hollywood swallowing him. The public saw his radiant smile, but River carried quiet shame, judged for his hippie roots, mocked for his vegan ideals. He said to his mother, They want a symbol, not a person. The pressure to stay perfect weighed heavy, forcing him to hide his pain. He started drinking but concealed it to protect his image. River was scared of being found out, a colleague said. The cult's wounds still simmered. He was violated by unrealistic expectations, scrutinized by the media at every step. River's heart, fragile as glass, cracked under the stage lights, isolated by his talent. Criticized for falling short of every expectation. He once told a friend, "I just want to be loved for me." But Hollywood didn't give him that chance. In the dim glow of sunset's lights, River wrote words no one saw, as if he knew where that light would lead. Were those pressures just youthful stress, or a silent flame guiding him to the Viper Room night when it all ended? When the world adored River, who truly saw the wounded boy inside. Chapter 3, Fragile Happiness Paves the Way for Tragedy. River Phoenix cried when he saw his girlfriend eat crab. He couldn't bear a living creature torn apart. He was too sensitive, Martha Plimpton said, voice heavy with sorrow. But those tears weren't just for the crab, they were signs of an unhealed wound from his cult days. In Hollywood's dazzling lights, River found fleeting light in love and music. But that happiness was fragile as a candle in the wind. Could it have held him back? Or was it just an illusion before the tragedy? In 1986, on the Mosquito Coast set, River met Plimpton, from clashing to falling deeply in love. Their bond was like a candle, beautiful but quick to fade. By 1989, Plimpton left him, unable to watch his addiction grow. "I begged him to stop, but he wouldn't," she said, eyes red. In 1993, River found peace with Samantha Mathis. They played music under moonlight, lit candles in a tiny kitchen. River said that soft light made him feel safe. But candles only burn when the wind is still, and his life was never calm. Music was River's escape. He formed Alika's Attic, rode across the way for PETA, dreaming of being a musician over an actor. "Acting pays the bills. Music's my heart," he told a friend. But Hollywood wouldn't let go. He was judged for turning down big roles, like young Indiana Jones, to chase music. "They thought I was weird," he said with a sad smile. "Drugs crept in during my Own Private Idaho in 1991. He hid it. But Mathis noticed he was different in his final days. "I don't think he was lost to it," director Gus Van Sant said. Some say Plimpton keeps an unsent letter from River in a keepsake box, a handwritten apology, words scrawled, if it exists. It might be his last attempt at words, like an unfinished love song. River was violated by the world he loved, criticized for his vegan ideals, forced into a perfect star mold. He told a friend, "I just want to be loved for me." But his happiness, like that candle, couldn't withstand Hollywood's and his past's winds. In the room where River last played guitar, a candle burned half melted. Maybe love and music touched him, but not enough to keep him. What called him to the Viper Room? Could love and music have saved River? Or had he stepped too close to the Viper Room's darkness? Chapter 4, Pain at the Peak of Stardom. River once told Samantha about a strange dream. He collapsed under stage lights, and no one helped. That dream haunted him until his final days. At 18, River Phoenix stood atop Hollywood. His Oscar nomination for Running on Empty made him the 6th youngest nominee ever. In 1991, his role as a gay hustler in My Own Private Idaho won a Volpe Cup and Independent Spirit Award. He was the new James Dean, with haunting eyes and a fiery heart. But each time he looked in a trailer's mirror, River saw a stranger, a star, not himself, behind the glory. His soul's cracks grew deeper. River used his wealth to buy 800 acres of Costa Rican forest, saving nature from human hands. He championed PETA, earning a 1992 humanitarian award. But his compassion couldn't soothe his inner darkness. His addiction became undeniable. Samantha said he tried to quit, but each failure made him blame himself more. River felt everything too deeply. A friend said, playing a Marine in dogfight, River felt he was wearing the wrong skin. That night, he called his mother. "I feel like I'm betraying myself." That feeling never left him in his final years. The children of God. Cult's wounds still burned. You can't go through a childhood like that without lasting scars, friend Joshua Greenbaum said. River was violated by painful memories, judged for his different ideals, criticized for veganism, forced into a perfect star mold, he told his mother. They want a symbol, not a person. Hollywood's blinding lights and praise became a blade cutting into his heart. Each mirror showed a stranger, not the busking boy from Westwood, not the flawless star, isolated by his talent, scrutinized by the media. He told a friend, I just want to be loved for me. Drugs became a temporary escape, blurring the mirror's image. On lonely nights, Hollywood's lights shone through trailer windows, like moonlight through Caracas tents, like candles by Mathis. But that light couldn't banish the dark. River carried buried pain. Cracks no one saw. Violated by unrealistic expectations. Judged for falling short. His dream of collapsing under lights felt like a prophecy of his final days. He once said Hollywood's lights were so bright, he couldn't see himself. Maybe that light led him step by step to the Viper Room night when everything went out. Could love and music have saved River, or had he stepped too close to the Viper Room's darkness? Chapter 5, Despair closes in on the fatal night on Halloween 1993. The Viper Room glowed with lights and rock music. River Phoenix walked in hand with Samantha Mathis, joined by his brother Joaquin and sister Rain. He came to play guitar, eyes sparkling. But fate waited in the shadows. Hours earlier, at a Silver Lake party, Leonardo DiCaprio saw him pale as a ghost, like his soul had already left. DiCaprio recalled. Mathis sensed something wrong immediately. River was too wired, she said, voice trembling. He argued with security after a scuffle. Got pushed outside, on the cold sidewalk. River collapsed, body convulsing. Rain knelt, giving CPR, tears streaming. Joaquin screamed into a phone, calling 911. My brother, please come. The crowd panicked, Viper Room's lights flickering like moonlight through Caracas tents, like candles by Mathis, like sunset's glow in his apartment. But no light could save him. At Cedars-Sinai Hospital, doctors pronounced him dead at 1 a.m. from a cocaine and heroin overdose. Mystery shrouded that night. Some whispered John Frusciante, Red Hot Chili Peppers guitarist, handed River a strange cup before he fell. A director spoke of a fugitive fleeing the scene, fearing arrest. But the truth stayed dark, Mathis said, voice breaking. I wish I'd dragged him home. A chilling theory. River whispered something to Mathis before collapsing a secret she's never shared. Did he know he was leaving, or did an unseen hand push him into the abyss? River was violated by the world he cherished. Hollywood, with its lavish parties and temptations, crushed his sensitive heart. Judged for his clean image crumbling, scrutinized by media even as he lay on the sidewalk. He'd told a friend, I just want to be loved, eyes heavy. But that night, love wasn't enough. In his final mirror, River likely saw a stranger, not the busking boy, not the perfect star. Who gave him that drugged cup Frusciante? A stranger? Or did Hollywood itself kill River? Will the truth of that night stay buried? Or is a bigger secret waiting to be uncovered? Chapter 6. The truth behind River Phoenix's departure after River's death. The Viper Room became a shrine of grief. Fans left candles, flowers, and photos outside, their flames flickering like those he lit with Mathis. Johnny Depp, the club's owner, closed it every Halloween in tribute. But the media didn't relent. They called him a vegan James Dean, mocking his fallen clean image. River only used drugs occasionally, director Gus Van Sant defended, voice thick with sorrow. But his words couldn't fight the sensational headlines. River's family shattered. Joaquin carried the pain of losing his brother, quoting him at the 2020 Oscars run to the rescue with love, and peace will follow. Mathis lived with regret. I wish I'd dragged him home that night, his mother, Arlene, said. River wanted anonymity, but we pushed him into the lights. A rumored diary of River's, possibly detailing why he relapsed, may sit with his family, but they stay silent. In its scrawled lines, River might have written of his fear of Hollywood's lights, the glow from Caracas tents, Sunset's windows, Mathis's candles. Hollywood blamed itself. Leonardo DiCaprio, who idolized River, avoided drugs because of him. River changed my path, he said. Some whispered River was eyed for Titanic, if true. Hollywood may have hidden it to shield DiCaprio. River was violated by the industry he served, judged even in death. He just wanted to be loved, Mathis said, voice trembling, in mirrors. River saw a stranger, not the busking boy, not the perfect star. Was River's death an accident or a buried Hollywood plot? His family's pain, friends' regret, and unanswered questions linger. In the flickering candles outside the Viper Room, River's image lives a soul never truly free. If River could have been saved, would Hollywood change to protect stars like him? Conclusion: the eternal legacy of River Phoenix. River Phoenix left a void Hollywood can't fill. At 23, he achieved what others dream of: an Oscar nomination for Running on Empty, a Volpe Cup for My Own Private Idaho, immortal roles in Stand By Me. He saved 800 acres of Costa Rican forest, inspired PETA, wrote stirring melodies with Alika's Attic. But his legacy isn't just awards or songs, it's a sensitive heart, a wounded soul, a painful reminder of fame's cost. Leonardo DiCaprio, Heath Ledger, Timothée Chalamet, all shaped by River. DiCaprio avoided drugs because of him, calling him a guiding flame. Joaquin named his son after him, and River's words, "Run to the rescue with love, and peace will follow," silenced the 2020 Oscars audience. River was honored in Empire, inspired Squall Leonhardt in Final Fantasy VIII. Natalie Merchant wrote River to shield him from harsh media. But each candle lit outside the Viper Room, each melody he played reminds us he was taken too soon, too. 1990s Hollywood, with its blinding lights and lavish parties, was a machine that crushed souls like River's, judged for his ideals, violated by expectations, slandered even in death. Mathis said, he just wanted to be loved, voice trembling. His death was a wake-up call. Talent can't save a broken soul without support. In mirrors, River saw a stranger, not the busking boy, not the perfect star, isolated by Hollywood's lights, from Caracas tents to Sunset windows to Mathis's candles. The Viper Room night remains a mystery. Who gave River that drugged cup Frusciante? A stranger? Or did Hollywood's invisible pressures kill him? A rumored diary, holding his fears of fame, may sit somewhere, waiting. But whatever the truth, River left an eternal lesson: cherish sensitive souls, for they're the frailest lights. Imagine River today, at 52. Would he be a wandering musician, an environmental activist, an Oscar-winning star? His words, through Joaquin, echo. Run to the rescue with love. Share your thoughts. What would River be now? What roles might he have played, and what can Hollywood do to save stars like him? Somewhere in the Viper Room's shadows, River's soul still watches, waiting for the truth.